Hello viewers, it's your girl Ruby Fangirl. And yes, if you have read my post, yeah, I'm gonna be doing something else. And if you read it, you completely understand why I'm doing this. So go check that out. And for this video, speaking of which, I'm gonna be talking about like part 1 of a DVD collection that I've had for years. I'm talking about the MST3K DVDs and stuff like that. Part 1. For those who don't know, Mystery Science Theater 3000 is basically a comedy where they riff basically any bad movies that were released back then and stuff like that, and they were hilarious. And they were played by one human character and 2 robots. Well, technically there are 4, but 2 of them are off stage and stuff like that. And there's actually 2 specific humans that we follow through from season 1 all the way to the first half of season 5, and that's of course Joel Hodgson, aka Joel Robinson in the show. And then for the second half of season 5, all the way till the very end of season 10, it'll be placed by Mike Nelson. And then there will be a reboot in 2017 until probably right now. I don't know if it's still going on and stuff like that. But we'll get more into the reboot when I actually get to the Blu-ray collections way in the future. And throughout the show, the story changes and stuff like that depending on which episode season that you watch. Because in the first few seasons, the villains are basically Dr. Forrester and TV's Frank for most of the Joel Hodgson era. But it's not until season 6 when TV's Frank leaves the production and stuff like that, and then Clay Forrester leaves the production after season 7, and then after that from season 8 all the way to the finale, they were replaced by Professor Bobo, the brain guy, and Pearl Forrester. Then in the reboot, they're replaced by basically the granddaughter of Pearl Forrester and the daughter of Clay Forrester, and then the son of TV's Frank, the son of TV's Frank. Yeah, so that's basically all of the characters. And now let's get into the DVDs themselves. But first, we're going to start off with the single releases, which are basically that they released before they move on to the volumes. But not all of them were made by one specific company that we know now, and that's Shout Factory. Shout Factory had them for quite a long while. But before then, during the 2000s, they were under another company called Rhino. Although I don't really have all of the Rhino stuff because they're wicked expensive, but I do have 3 specific single releases that I will show off right now. So first up, I got The Wild World of Batwoman. So this is what the Rhino single releases were like. They got quotes from the episode and a clip from the movie. And here's what it looks like on the bag for the Rhino releases at the time. I'm not going to open up all the DVDs and stuff like that because once we reach from volume basically from volume 1 to volume all the way to volume 12, they're all going to be the exact same. But I will show off these ones and volume 1 basically. So here's what it looks like for the single release of this specific DVD. And fun fact, one of these DVDs I got, I think it was for one of the episodes I'm going to show in a little bit, is that it came with a sticker and stuff like that. I put it on my TV, but according to that, you were not supposed to do that. But well, I mean, it was a cool concept back then, but yeah. What do I think about the episode itself? I actually really enjoy it. It's actually really funny and stuff like that. So I do recommend Wild World of Batwoman. And we got here the beginning of the end. What do I think about this movie or this episode? It's alright in my opinion. I think it's fine, but not what I would think of. So literally the same thing as the Wild World of Batwoman with its DVD concept. And here's the last Rhino one that I have, and it's the Red Zone Cuba. What do I think about this episode? I don't remember a whole lot of it, honestly. I watched it a few times, so that's just a sign that I am not a fan of this episode. And here's like the differences. So this one is just a plain disc with an actual like Rhino logo and stuff like that in a different font. So I don't know if it's like different from like all the other ones, but that's just because keep in mind I only have like these 3 Rhino releases. And for like the couple of like Shout Factory re-releases I got and I have here, Manos, the Hands of Fate, the Muster demands more brides. You'll have to get used to it when I do like part 2 because like for volume like 13 all the way to volume 39, there's gonna be like a lot of quotes you're gonna hear me read from like these specific boxes. And why is this one a single? Because, well, when Rhino released it, they released like this episode a lot because this is the most popular episode on the show. And do I agree? Yeah, I think it is. Because Manos, the Hands of Fate, is actually a really bad movie, but it is entertaining, like how like MST3K like Joel and the bots were like suffering through this. Even though this is not going to be this won't be like the last time they will actually be suffering. There's like even worse than Manos, the Hands of Fate, in my opinion, but give this one a watch because this is actually a really good MST3K episode. And I actually have a re-release of this collection right here. And it's called the Singles Collection because they were re-released it when Rhino released like all these episodes here. So it comes with The Crawling Hand, Hellcats, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. That is a really epic title. It sucks it was a bad movie. Ega, and I Accuse My Parents, and Shorts Volume 3. You're probably wondering, why does it say Volume 3? Because this came out, like the Rhino release, released like Volume 3 while they were releasing the volumes at the time. So here's like the back here, like this is what most of like the MST3K backs would be like. And here is what the discs look like. Yeah, so this is mostly what the discs are going to look like. It's just going to be like them in space with really cool logos and stuff like that. I'll show you like volume like 1's like version and stuff like that. So yeah, and it comes with, and here's The Crawling Hand, a season 1 episode. I'm not a big fan of that one. Hellcats, I do really like that one. Santa Claus Conquers Martians, a really good episode, but it sucks that the movie sucks because the title right here is freaking awesome. Ega, a pretty good episode. I Accuse My Parents is a really good one. And Shorts Volume 3. I mean, it's just a bunch of shorts, so what do I know? And they re-released, my only like Blu-ray that I have of this video so far is MST3K the movie. Yes, they actually re-released a movie. So like basically the movie came out after like season 6 and stuff like that. And the movie is alright, but I do like the host segments. They actually like show off like Tom Servo's room. They basically just show off a lot of things. Here's what like you could do if you want to like you know, like flip like the slipcover and stuff like that. You can like watch it on Blu-ray and DVD. I apologize, but I prefer like Blu-ray because Blu-ray is a lot more better. And yeah, that's all the single releases that I have. So let's get into the volumes. So here is the first volume we got, and it's of course volume 1. So this is what you're all going to be seeing for the next like God knows how long. And it comes with Catalina Caper, The Creeping Terror, Bloodlust, and the Skydivers. Fun fact about Catalina Capers, that was my very first episode that I watched with me, my father, and my brother. We watched this one because it was released on Netflix at the time, and it was funny as hell. And also, it was like the first episode I watched when Tom Servo like sang, and he sang My Creepy Girl, and that's where I fell in love with this adorable, like, funny robot. Like, Kevin Murphy just hit it out with a box with, like, Tom Servo at the time. I swear. Like, that's why Tom Servo was easily my favorite out of, like, the whole entire cast. And here's, like, what most of the back's gonna look like. So, I'm only gonna be doing this once because I'm only just gonna show you, like, my personal opinions on, like, these and stuff like that. So I could just speed this through because I know this is gonna be long. Alright. So, Catalina Caper, a really good episode. Creeping Terror, an alright episode. Bloodlust, kind of alright, I'm not sure. The Skydivers, not a big fan, but this is going to be the only time I'm going to show you what it's going to look like throughout, like, all of like, the other DVDs, because they're all really the exact same. So, here's what, like, has, like, the Satellite of Love on it, and, of course, the MST3K logo. So, that's what it's mostly going to like for the re-releases. because the Rhino versions were epic as hell. Like, they had, like, the best covers, so which is a kind of a shame. They should have done, like, what they've done with Manners the Handsome Fate and just put, like, you know, like the movie poster and stuff like that and just place it on there, but they didn't for some apparent reason. Oh, and also, with this one, like, from Manners the Handsome Fate, they actually come with a little mini movie poster. I'll show it off once I actually do volume, like, 13 through, from 19, so I'll do that in part 2. But once again, though, a real shame. Alright, next up, volume 2, and it comes with Angel's Revenge, Cave Dwellers, Pop People, and Shorts Volume 1. So here's, like, the first bundle of shorts that they made. Angel's Revenge is an excellent episode. I love this episode. Cave Dwellers, alright episode. And the Pop People, it has the one with Trumpy on it. Oh my god, that was, like, so very funny. So, 2, like, really good episodes and 1 average episode. Next up, Volume 3. And it comes with The Side Hackers, Unearthly, The Atomic Brain, and Shorts Volume 2. So, this is the last one, like in this category that has a Volume 2. But there will be, like, another pair of shorts later. I'll get to that later. I'm not a big fan of, like, these 3 episodes. So, this is kind of like a forgettable volume. So, if you're, like, a massive fan like I am, yeah, you can definitely get this. But for starters, like, just wait until, like, later on, okay? Next up, we got Volume 4, and it comes with Space Mutiny, my god, Overdrawn in Memory Bank, The Girl in Good Boots, and Hamlet. Space Mutiny is such a great episode. This is a classic episode. Overdrawn at Memory Bank, it's a fine episode. The Girl in Good Boots, okay episode. Hamlet, not the best one. So I highly recommend just watch Space Mutiny, because this is a classic. They actually did this on, like, a riff track and stuff like that. I'll talk more on riff track, like, another time. Next up, we got Volume 5, and it comes with Time Crashers, Touch of Satan, Merlin Shock of Mystical Wonders, and Body Creek 2. Time Travel is not my favorite episode, that's my opinion. Touch of Satan, the best one out of this volume. Merlin Shock of Mystical Wonders, okay episode. Well, actually kind of a terrifying episode as well. Just watch the episode and you're like, oh my god, this is terrifying. Even like Mike and, like, the bots were terrified too. And Boogie Creek 2, not my favorite episode, so I only just recommend watching Touch of Satan, because that's a really, really good episode. Next up, we got Volume 6, Teenagers from Outer Space, Attack of the Leeches, Gunslinger, and Mr. B's Lost Shorts. This is the last bundle of shorts that they made, because the reason why I said bundle of shorts is mainly because, well, it does contain the shorts, but it's literally just Volume 3, but they just put, like, the Mr. B's short on there, which is the greatest short ever. Like, but you have to, like, get Volume 34 to get that, but if that one's out of print until they decide to re-release it. I'll talk about that once I do part 2. So, what do I think about these 3 episodes? Teenager from Outer Space, fine episode. Attack of the Giant Leechers, it's okay episode. Gunslinger, I don't remember a lot about this episode, so I'm probably not a big fan of it. We got Volume 7. Hercules Unchained, Hercules Against the Moonman, Prince of Space, and the Killer Shrews. Hercules Unchained, it's fine. Hercules Against the Moonman, probably, like, the best one out of this group. Prince of Space, fine episode. Killer Shrews, it's a fine episode. And here we have Volume 8. It comes with Hobgoblins, the Phantom Planet, Monster Go-Go, and the Dead Talkback. Hobgoblins, okay episode. Phantom Planet, I don't remember a lot about Phantom Planet, so probably a forgettable episode. A Monster Go-Go, oh my god, this movie is awful. Probably, like, even worse than Manners the Handsome Fate, but it's right up there. And the Dead Talkback, I don't remember a lot about Dead Talkback. It's a fine episode. I'll just put it like that. Next up, we got Volume 9, and it comes with Women of the Prehistoric Planet, Wild Rebels, The Sinister Urge, and the incredible strange creatures that stopped living and became mixed-up zombies. I'm not joking. That is the title. I'll actually show you. This is the only time I'm going to break the rules, because I want to prove that I'm not lying. Look, here it is. It's easily the longest, like, title out of all of these movies. I don't know why they made it so long. I don't know. Women of the Prehistoric Planet, even though that's a Season 1 episode, but I think it's an average one. Like, here's, like, a reminder about Season 1. To newcomers, don't watch Season 1. Just watch Season 2 through Season 10, because there is a reason for that. just watch you can just watch like these episodes like randomly and won't really affect anything because it's not like any other series. But please just don't watch season 1 until you watch most of like the episodes, okay? That's just my warning, okay? Anyway, Wild Rebels. I like this episode. It's not that bad. The Sinners of Earth, I don't remember a lot. The Incredible Strange Creatures, it's fine. It's just fine. All right, here's a very interesting one because this is volume 10.2. If you're probably wondering, why does it say 10.2? Because originally, when Rhino released like volume 10, it actually came with Godzilla vs. Megalon, Swamp Giants, the Teenage Strangler, and the Giant Spider Invasion. Because that was what they originally released. But they actually didn't have the license to release it. So they had to recall and stuff. Have you ever heard the term, or like this quote, if you thought Godzilla was terrifying, then wait to see his lawyers? Yeah. I think they probably almost met Toho's lawyers and just decided to recall because they didn't ask like freaking permission. So they replaced it with the giant Gila monster. So that's a little fun fact. And even though that Shout Factory was definitely not responsible because Rhino did it first, but they had to release a 10.2 because of that reason. So what do I think about like these episodes? The giant Gila monster is actually a really good episode. That's good. Swamp Diamonds, I think it's actually pretty good. Teenage Strangler, it's a fine episode. The Giant Spider Invasion, probably like the best one like out of like volume 10.2. It's my opinion. Oh, we're getting pretty close to the end of part 1. So here is volume 11. And it comes with Reign of Terror, the Indestructible Man Tormented in the Horse's Island. Yeah, so this is basically a horror like volume. If you watch stuff on Halloween, here you go. Reign of Terror, it's a fine episode. The Indestructible Man, okay episode. Tormented, probably the best one out of here, but probably like the second best. The Horror of Spire Island. I actually really like this one. Like, watch like these two, because I highly recommend those two. Alright, here is the finale of part 2. And this is volume 12. And it comes with the Rebel set, Super Agent, Super Dragon, Starfires, and parts of the Colonus War. I think this is a fine volume. It's not really interesting. Like Rebel set, I think it's okay. It's okay. Secret Agent, Super Dragon. Oh my god. Sorry about these titles. Fine, I remember a lot. Starfires, it's kind of forgettable, but it does come with really cool skits and stuff like that from, I think it's Mike in the Box? Yeah, it's Mike in the Box. Yes, because this is like when Mike was around. And parts of Clone Sport. It's alright. So, yeah, here's basically all the volumes. Sorry that I dropped it. And that's like all the volumes that I have. So, yeah, because I know it's kind of a little bit basic because they do look kind of boring. But once we get to part 2, this is where things are going to get really fun and very creative. So, I'd like to know from you guys, what do you guys think of the volumes? Have you watched MST3K? Have you seen, like, these episodes? And do you have, like, this kind of collection? I would like to know. So, I will see you guys in the next video!